Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. It's the weekly review show, but it's a slightly different one. Normally, we review all of the Premier League games, but unless you've been under a rock for the past couple of weeks, you'll realise that there are no Premier League games. But we do have some breaking news that we'll get to in a second. But before we go to all of that, how are we all doing, lads?
Decent.
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Decent.
What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, all right. It's just a case of move on.
Yes, absolutely. Kenny saying like and subscribe. Absolutely. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. But share the stream on all your socials. Let's get as many people talking about the internationals as possible. We could be getting a new face from the Discord next week. One of the rewards for joining it. Absolutely, potentially that is happening. But the breaking news, as Charlie is saying, Sergio Aguero leaving Manchester City at the end of the season. Sergio Aguero's Manchester City career has come to an end. The diabolically shit Sergio Aguero, I'm joking, Charlie, before you kill me, is going to be leaving Manchester.
For the past 3 years. So.
Is leaving Manchester City. But we'll start with you, Aaron. What's your thoughts on Sergio Aguero leaving City at the end of the season?
Well, you know what? I think he wasn't getting as many appearances as we would have liked to have seen from him this season. But you know what? It would be nice to see the fans see him for the final time. I think if we're going to get fans in before the end of the season in the Premier League, hopefully Man City's last game is a home one, because you can bet your lucky backsides that we're going to get a massive send-off for Sergio Aguero, no matter what the capacity. I think Sergio Aguero will go down as probably the Alan Shearer of his era. I think he's Alan Shearer, Newcastle. I think that Aguero arguably is one of, debatably, the best modern era players in Manchester City's club history. One of the greatest strikers of all time for Man City, and arguably one of the greatest strikers of all time in the Premier League, not just in the Premier League era, but up there with the classics as well. I think that he will go down as Man City's, like Diego Maradona for Argentina. I think that Aguero will go down for Man City as a national treasure.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at Sergio's career. Luke, obviously being an Arsenal fan, top quality strikers aren't something you normally see at the Emirates. But what's your thoughts on Sergio leaving City?
Wow.
We are currently 4 minutes into a stream, and Niles
Arsenal not even playing, and they're getting slander, bro. What is this? No, but to be honest, it's not a surprising departure. I mean, he's aging. He's injury prone now. This guy's more likely to get an injury than he is to get a goal for Man City. But listen, you know, Aaron said it, you know, he's probably one of the best modern players in City's history. He's probably the best player in modern history. And he's a top striker. What can you say? He gets goals.
Yeah.
He's scored the most iconic goal in the club's history, to be honest, with that winner against QPR. And I think, I think Kenny said in the chat that Aguero said he's not leaving till he wins the Champions League, but City can do it this year. So, never say never. I mean, they won't, but they can. And if he did it, then he'd arguably, be one of the best strikers in the Premier League era.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Dom, obviously City's being your rivals. I feel like the sympathy vote isn't quite going to be resting on you.
Rivals, come on, Niall. We all know it's little City still.
What's your thoughts on Aguero finally leaving City? Obviously, quite a good career for City if we're looking at it that way.
I've said to all my City mates and stuff, he would have gone 2-3 years ago if he could. He was just waiting for his contract to die out. Yeah. He was literally just there to pick up that wage check every single week. And just, it's like Luke said as well, he just gets injured too easily. Once your knee gets injured in football, you're gone, basically.
Bye-bye Virgil van Dijk then.
Yeah. That's the meaning of it, because once you get a bad knee injury, it's very hard for a player to come back and play 60-odd games in a season. It really is.
It's difficult.
But jokes aside, Aguero is a magnificent striker. What he's done at City is incredible. But a joke in it is that they're going to build another statue of a City player, and that's how they fill the seats in the stadiums now, I've heard, at the Etihad.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a point, though, with the statues. He's got a point with the statues, because I think that because Man City have had these modern players in this massive modern era, I think that if there's two players at Man City that deserve statues, it's Sergio Aguero and Vincent Kompany. I think
Jesus and Ferran Torres.
Well, yeah. That's just what I personally feel like. I'll always remember that Aguero moment. But yeah, Aguero and Kompany will be the ones getting statues.
Yeah, a couple
of
David
shit
again,
goal
yeah.
though, wasn't it? Imagine scoring his QPR and taking your shirt off.
It only won them the Premier League.
Nah,
it's just the emotion. That's the emotion of football. That's what emotion can do.
A couple of comments here. Charlie, genuinely gutted. Thank you, Sergio. It's the guy from the EFL show. It is. I'm not leaving till we win a Champions League. Aguero is our best player of all time. I'm devastated. Not happy. Not hard. I'm happy, to be honest. Get lost.
Best player of all time.
Kenny, piss
Charlie's
off. I'm not in the mood.
London.
Charlie is not in the mood tonight to deal with your shit today. Imagine Aguero leaving your club. Not even the best striker in all time in Manchester. Kenny, piss off. I'm not in the mood. Kenny's saying Martial is clear. I mean,
right.
Matt,
come on.
Matt, if you are there, we're talking Aguero hanging up his boots at Manchester City for the final time this season. What's your thoughts on it?
Matthew.
Sums up brilliantly.
He's devastated. He's shocked.
Just stunned silence. His microphone is off. I feel like Matt is having technical difficulties in Northern Ireland right now.
It's just the hamster, innit?
First of all, can I just say quickly that comment from Kenny about Martial being clear. That comment about Martial being clear. I don't know what he's been drinking tonight.
I hope he hasn't been drinking at all. He's on the rage.
I was just about to say, Kenny, you put that drink down, Kenny. You don't want to turn to alcohol.
Put down your John Smiths and stick back on the coffee.
But obviously, with it being international break, I had to come up with an idea about the weekly review show because it makes it hell of a difficult when there's no Premier League games. So what I thought we'd do is we'd cover all of the home nations. So you got Wales, England, Ireland, both islands, Scotland. We'll also cover our under-21s.
Oh, I thought you meant all the home games in this fucking international break. I thought they would be here for fucking days.
Hi, Dom. We're not that.
Let me get the highlights up now for any home game.
Yeah, mate. You go watch all the home games, mate. Which would
I'm glad you're covering Wales, though. I'm glad you're covering Wales.
Yeah,
Matt Smith.
We are multicultural here. But before we do that, Matt, you were in stunned silence when I asked you about Aguero just a minute ago. What's your thoughts on Aguero leaving City?
QPR tapping merchant. That's all he's known for.
Charlie, it's okay. It's okay, Charlie. You're Manchester City. You're gonna go buy another one in a bit, and you'll love him equally as much as your boy scored.
They were
no, you might want to hear this.
Do I now?
They've announced the statue of Aguero will be built outside the Etihad Stadium. I'm not joking.
It's going to be inside the stadium, row Z 154.
I'm not lying. Like Sports Bible's just tweeted about 20 minutes ago. Man City have announced that Sergio Aguero will leave at the end of his contract in the summer. They've also announced a statue of him will be built outside the Etihad Stadium. The end of an era of Premier League legends.
So who have they got now? So they've got Sergio Aguero, David Silva, and Vincent Kompany, who they're building stadiums of.
And Yaya Toure.
And Yaya, yeah. So that's four of
the
greatest players.
That sums up how small of a club City are, that all the statues being built from players from the 2010s era I mean, come on.
To be fair, I have more respect for the Classic City winners.
They haven't even built a stadium for bloody. What's his name? Ian Bell or something? Don't know what his name is. Guy who passed away a few months back.
Yeah.
They haven't built
We
a
may as
stadium,
well just build a statue for Lacazette. It's just the same thing.
And also, there was a
To be
comment.
fair,
There
that's
was
a
a
good
comment
idea.
that Charlie put. Aguero is not your best player of all time at Man City. You really need to go and re-watch your club's history.
I've had more of a successful player, and his name's James Coppinger, and he's been with us for 18 years.
I mean, that's an interesting look. But let's start before Dom convinces us to cover all the home games in the Euros. We'll start with Belgium Wales. We're doing this in order as I saw it. And Matt, if I've missed a Northern Ireland game, just let me know. I've got one down. So if I've missed one, let me know and we can discuss.
Was that when they got beat by America?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got that one down. Oh, was that in a friendly?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not covering friendlies today.
Oh,
But
soccer, dude. We got beat by the soccer team.
Jesus. But we'll start with.
We got beat at home as well. It wasn't even away.
You gotta love it. We'll obviously start Belgium Wales. Obviously, De Bruyne, Hazard, and Lukaku, Thorgan Hazard, that is, with the goals for Belgium after Harry Wilson put Wales in the lead. But we'll start with you, Aaron. Thoughts on Wales? Shall we say pitiful attempt at trying to beat Belgium?
Yeah, well, the reason Wales lost is because they don't have my player Matt Smith in the 90 minutes in that game. So there's a difference. But no, in all seriousness, looking from a perspective of Belgium, I mean, there's no reason why they can't win something in the next couple of years with the squad. They're the number one ranked squad officially. They've got De Bruyne, Lukaku. They've got all these players. From a Wales perspective, I think it's just try and do your best. They lost. They got beat by the better team. They didn't turn up on the day. Click your heels up. There's no place like home and go again.
Yeah. Luke, thoughts on Wales losing to Belgium?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch this game because I would rather watch paint dry than watch Wales national team play football because like some of the players that they employ are just abysmal. Like I don't really get how
that's the Republic of Ireland.
There are fans that Ethan Ampadu is probably one of the most bang average footballers I've ever seen. He is abysmal.
I quite like Ethan Ampadu.
He's getting into the Wales team. That says it all. I mean, listen, Belgium were expected to walk the game. Belgium are probably the favourite team for the Euros. I mean, I know the people in England are saying we are, but that's just English bias. We're not winning the Euros.
When you said you were going to watch, when you say watching paint dry is better than watching Wales, I thought you meant watching paint dry is like watching England every week.
You're not wrong, to be fair, but we'll get on to England later.
We've got England coming up. Don't worry about that.
But I mean, yeah, Wales were never going to win this game. It will take all sorts of miracles for them to win it, but
they beat them in Euro 2016. To be fair,
yeah, they did actually. Yeah, but that was when Bale wasn't.
Go fuck yourself.
Bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a standard victory for Belgium, and is what it is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Dom, Wales Belgium wasn't really a close game, was it?
Yeah, I watched bits and bobs of it. When I looked at it, it was okay. Wales weren't playing exactly bad, but the final ball was shite every single time. Gareth Bale looks like he wants to use that treadmill a bit more at Spurs because it's fucking not working for him on that pitch the other night. Lukaku was just Lukaku. Belgium was just Belgium. Martinez has got a lovely bold dead, I thought. And that's how much interest I took from the game.
Also,
Giggsy needs to stop shagging his fucking brother's sister.
Is he the manager, or is he still?
Yeah, he's the manager.
No, unfortunately, he's been temporarily suspended after smashing his girl around with a baseball bat.
Smashing his
I
girl
don't know.
around with a Lidl trolley.
You gotta love Giggsy. That man has more scandals than I can think
Give
of.
it Giggsy till end of season.
Yeah,
but
he's got more crimes than the Cray twins. He's just awful at the minute.
Yeah.
I've had to take the boyhood pic. I've had to take my signed autograph off the wall. Is that much of a scandal? But that's because I had to replace it with that green screen.
Tell you what, I
Matt,
didn't notice though. Sorry, no, can I just cut you off? I didn't know they sold Dr. Pepper in London.
What?
In
Why?
Cottonland. No, because Luke's got a Dr. Pepper. I didn't know they sold it. If that was so.
They sell it in Devon, mate.
Oh, I thought it was a northern thing.
No, Dr. Pepper's down in the south of England, down as far as Devon, mate.
Oh.
I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do it in Cornwall because Cornwall's a bit of a weird place. But Matt, thoughts on Belgium versus Wales? I mean, Harry Wilson got a goal, and I'm sure Liverpool fans will be like, he needs to come back, replace Salah, and all of that shit. But you know, not quite the level of Salah, is he? More stunned silence.
No. It fucked up there. I didn't even watch it. I don't really care about Wales or Belgium, to be fair. Didn't watch that at all.
I mean, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Any comments to make on it at all?
Not really, no.
I thought Dan James played really well. He's really good at running.
Very
Did you see him?
bad. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross.
Well,
that's the thing. I wasn't sure if that was a shot, cross, or God knows what. But that
Exactly.
was horrific.
Dan James is so good. You don't even know what he's going to do.
Exactly.
Unpredictable.
Yeah. You can say that again. You can say that again. A couple of comments here. Oh God. Kenny
went on a
is,
rant. Fucking hell.
I would be a way better striker, but my knee injury. You see, I'm not Haram boy. I think that's how you saying that. Aguero is overrated. Like Dom's a way better striker.
Kenny, get off my arsehole, lad.
Kenny is flirting with Dom again. Origi, just casually puts Origi there. I thought that Martial would get a statue outside the empty ad. Wales
I thought Martial would get a statue at Monaco, let alone the empty ad.
Martial's
going to win it. England is shit and it's depressing. A last comment is Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Wales and Scotland couldn't even muster a decent team if you merged them all together.
It would just be the Scottish team.
I'd have to agree with that because you certainly wouldn't be beating the English. That's a fact.
I'd say it would be the Scotland team.
Well, what I would say, sort of.
Kenny's saying I'm not flirting with Dom. I'm not. Dom, Luke, and Matt are way better strikers, and Aaron. And you're forgetting me. But yeah, what were you going to say, Aaron?
It's all right. I've been single all my life, so it's fine. But what I will say though, to end on the Belgian stuff, is I think Matt Smith needs to put. I think Matt Smith should have played in that game. I think that even though obviously I'm going to say Matt Smith because he's a Donny player, but what I did see from Matt Smith that I think I didn't see in the Wales team is cutting edge. I felt like there was not enough balls going forward. So I feel like if Matt Smith was in there, maybe some more attacking from him would have helped towards the cause.
Who the fuck's Matt Smith?
Yeah, he's a player on loan from Man City, I think.
Oh,
I thought he was from Arsenal, wasn't he?
No, that one. There's
about 100 Matt Smiths in this world.
There's two Matt Smiths. You've got one at Doncaster, the other one's at Charlton. That's one that obviously is from Arsenal. But we moved. We moved to the Republic of Ireland. Obviously, for some reason, RJ didn't want to come on. Now I don't know why, but I'm very disappointed because the Republic of Ireland with a performance of what you can only describe as 2 goals. Congratulations on the 2 goals under Kenny, Stephen Kenny. Obviously, he's still being hunted down by DC and others as well.
Go on, Matt, say it.
But Serbia and the Republic of Ireland, it finished 3-2 to Serbia. Aaron, we'll start with you. Mitrovic has turned into quite a good player against the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, Mitrovic has turned up wonderful. I think the best way to describe it is they need the look of the Irish, and they've got the leprechaun's curse. So I think Serbia have done really, really well with that. I think that Mitrovic's chip goal, I swear to God, I could watch that on private sites. That was filthy.
Whoa.
That was filthy. That was
Me and Luke do a bit
filthy.
too much of that.
That's filthy. But but overall, Serbia, I think it was a good, decent team performance. But I think the Republic of Ireland has got worse and worse.
But they've never been good.
Luke, before we go to the other two that are going to be quite funny during all of this, I feel. What's your thoughts? I mean, Republic of Ireland, at least they got 2 goals. I mean, that is
all I have to say is, you're shit. You're so bad. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God.
Let me go next.
All right, Matt, go on then.
IRA take another loss again. Another loss to the IRA. They lost the troubles. They lost the troubles, and now they lose the football game.
Oh my God.
So, shit.
Oh Jesus. Jesus. Dom, we're talking Republic of Ireland and the IRA apparently getting another loss according to that. Well, this is true. Mitrovic turned up for Serbia against the Republic of Ireland, but they got the 2 goals that Stephen Kenny hasn't quite had the privilege of seeing many goals go in, but they got 2 against Serbia.
Well, Michael Owen's quote was wrong, wasn't it? If you don't score goals, no, if you have to score goals to win games. They scored 2, didn't win the game. RJ, you watching? You watching? You little fucking shit! You fucking shit, son! You shit! You shit, son! And also, when you make Mitrovic look like fucking Ronaldo and Messi put into one, you really just need to look at your fucking nation and think, are we the farmers? Are we the farmers here? And yes, and then they were farming potatoes. I've got to say they were farming potatoes.
It's like the farming.
Farming potatoes.
Kenny's saying Ireland are the comedy show I've seen.
Is that Mrs. Brown's boys? Is that Mrs. Brown's boys?
Talk Manu, big up everyone. Big up Talk Manu in the chat. I mean, Republic of Ireland need to sack their manager and get someone with.
Oh my God! The Republic of Ireland are more funny than Mrs. Brown's boys.
I mean that's brutal. But we move to England next. They face their toughest challenge that they'll ever get in San Marino. They came out of it 5-0 winners, but I can't honestly say I was actually impressed with that performance. And that's just the levels I think England are actually at, because San Marino were as normal dog shit, and England were at best lukewarm. It wasn't great from England, but Aaron, what's your thoughts on England 5, San Marino 0?
Well, if it wasn't for the goalkeeper Benedettini, it would have been probably 10. And if it wasn't for Sterling's finishing being so dog shit, then it would have been 10. But look, I think 5 is a nice result. It's not a complete demolition is what it should have been. I think it was just a nice result. I think that Sterling took way too many touches when finishing. I feel like Sterling should have had a lot more goals. His goal was actually deflected, which kind of didn't exactly make it better for him. When we brought the subs on, it kind of made it a bit better. Jude Bellingham's just right up there. Jude Bellingham's just the future star. And I think that overall, I think it was just a comfortable win, but nothing too much to shout about. I think San Marino did press us a couple of times, but not as much. And like I said, I think the goalkeeper for them, Benedettini, I want that guy at Doncaster, man. He was putting in save after save, and you could see, especially with the Chilwell, the 30-yarder from Ben Chilwell, you could see him getting ready as a stance to catch that, so he knew he was going to save that before he took the shot. And I just think England need to be more clinical, especially when you have 30 shots when they put 7 on target. It's poor, to be honest, but it was a demolition. I don't think San Marino could compete with us at the end of the day. I think if it was a different team, it would have been 3-3 or a 4-3 loss.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Luke, thoughts on England's 5-0 win over San Marino?
I mean, from minute one, I was chanting we want 6 because every time we play these guys, it seems we end up putting 6 or 7 past them. Like
Dom didn't want 6, but we'll get to that in a second.
This game is it's the most inevitable fixture in football history. We play San Marino every fucking year, and we always stick about 5 goals past them. It's just getting boring now. Like it's just any excuse to make our team look better. And we didn't even look that good. And we won 5-0, and we didn't even look that good. I mean,
yeah, no.
I thought Sterling. I don't even know what to say about Sterling, man. He's a weird player. He's a very weird player because he's a quality player, but his finishing ability is subpar at best. And I mean, like Aaron said, the keeper had an absolute fucking blinder. Fair play to him, considering half of their team aren't even professional footballers. You know, some of them were probably bragging at work about how they played against England. So fair play to them. But listen,
some of them aren't even. I was going to say some of them haven't even played for months, and the goalkeeper that had the blinder of a game, he's back up to a 3rd division Italian side.
Yeah.
He's not even first choice. He should be going to a bloody Championship League One club with that kind of performance if he's going to do that week in, week out.
Yeah, but is he going to do it week in, week out, or did he just decide to turn up against England because he was bored of San Marino conceding 7 or 8?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, he's got to work. He's still 24, 25, so he's still got a way to go to get to his prime years. So it's not too late.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, everyone watching, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, share the stream, go on to my Twitter, go retweet my last retweet. Let's get as many people in here as possible. It's Monday night. There's no football on. I know that. So if they say they're watching football, they're lying directly to your face. But Dom, you didn't have to perform a strip show on the watch long because England didn't get 6 goals. So mixed emotions, I'm guessing.
It was just a dull game, really dull. Sterling is the biggest shithouse player I've ever seen in my life. This guy can still get 30 goals a season and still play shit. Ben Chilwell's not even the best left back in England. He's actually shit. Declan Rice is just a beautiful Irishman who came to England.
I like Declan Rice. I think he's good.
Yeah, I thought he was good when he came from Ireland, personally. Who else played well? James Ward-Prowse had a good game. He played well all game. Can't think who else played because I have fucking no idea because I weren't really bothered about England. I'm not asked about the qualifiers, me. I like when they go to a tournament. That's when I start supporting them. But 5-0, same old shit with England. Then we thought we're going to get a good game against Poland this Tuesday, Wednesday, wherever we play them. And now Lewandowski's out. So that's made my week beautiful. But yeah, England are shit. We are shit.
That's actually a positive having no Lewandowski.
It ain't, because the game's going to be so dull.
Yeah, but I didn't really want to face Lewandowski if Harry Maguire, if I'm being completely brutally honest with you.
That was one of the reasons why we didn't score more against San Marino. None of the United players were playing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But obviously, as I said, only 5 goals going in, so you must have been delighted when full time happened.
Oh, of course. I didn't have to do my strip show on live YouTube. And
yeah, that would have been.
And
I'm not sure what sort of reception that would have got on YouTube.
What was that message you sent me there, Luke? You want to join me if England scores 3 against Poland? Oh,
no.
Right, okay. Oh,
no.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You're asking a minor to strip?
I'm a dickhead. I'm actually a dickhead.
Big up
At Met
Luke,
Police UK, lock this guy up.
At Met Police, Luke's had a haircut.
No, I haven't.
I don't believe he has. But Matt, obviously being a Northern Irish lad, quality doesn't really speak for your team. But you didn't watch the game because you were busy covering Northern Ireland Plus, which is next on my list. Don't worry about that. But what were your thoughts on England's result?
The way you were talking about it, you would think you were 5-0 down, not 5-0 up. I remember that. That's all. I watched the highlights, but like it's just boring. We beat them 4-0, so like we're only a level below you, technically.
Yeah, that's what made it a bit difficult to watch, really.
What scores your game, Matt? What scores your game?
Shut up.
Normally, obviously, we would at the end we'd do a team of the week, but that's not what we're doing this week. We're going to do something slightly different, so we'll get to that after. Matt has left the building now. I think Dom
he conceded the goal. He needs to take his glasses off.
But next we'll. I know why he's left, because we're talking about Northern Ireland. Now they played Italy. It finished 2-0. No sort of shame in that, really. But luckily, Matt is here to discuss this. So, Matt, I'm waiting for you to load. We're just talking Italy versus Northern Ireland. Now, you covered this on the England watch along for us, but what was the sort of performance from Northern Ireland?
Just dead and boring, to be fair. But what can you really expect when our team's filled like League One and Championship players, and then Johnny Evans as well? And this is like the World Cup to me, because we never qualify for tournaments. This is the World Cup to me. This is my summer.
Jesus Christ. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Italy beating Northern Ireland? And talk for a little while whilst I go open my window.
Look, I think Italy, at the end of the day, just had the extra quality about them. I think that, like Matthew said, I think Northern Ireland with the Championship and the League One players and Johnny Evans included in that, I think that if they didn't have Johnny Evans, it would have been a lot more than 2-0, in my opinion. I think that Italy just didn't. I think Italy could have scored more, but I didn't think they took it. I think they kind of took it a little bit easy on Northern Ireland. So. I feel like Italy maybe could have scored more if they wanted to, and depending on the defensive mistakes on Northern Ireland's part. But again, like Matthew said, it was quite a dull game, and just move on. I think he said it best. I think Northern Ireland don't usually qualify for tournaments, so we'll see how they do this year. But in terms of the World Cup, maybe Northern Ireland could slip in there, but we don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A couple of comments here before we go to Luke and Dom on this. The Jeff saying, light a cigarette, mate, for the lads. I've just had one, so you're going to have to wait 30 minutes. Want to be famous? Yeah, I do want to be famous. DM me. But Luke, we'll go to you, mate. Northern Ireland, obviously, they're the powerhouse of the UK. A formidable football team, but they didn't quite do it against Italy, did they?
No, and the reason they lost is because they didn't have the almighty Will Grigg playing. Simple as. You don't win a game without Will Grigg. Unreal footballer. There's a reason they have a song that goes, Will Grigg's on fire, your defence is terrified. It speaks for itself, really. But, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I watched the game, because I don't give a shit about Northern Ireland. No offence, Matt, but...
Is someone touching their mic?
No.
I kept hearing crackling.
It's like someone's splashing their fucking controller about.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Matt.
He left the building.
it was Matt that was crackling his way through that. But Dom, Northern Ireland, any comments?
To completely honest with you, I couldn't name a Northern Irish player unless Luke said Will Grigg.
And Johnny.
Because I thought he was Republic of Ireland, but guess not. Yeah, John played well. So did Kenneth. Kenneth was a really good player. Tell you what Northern Ireland should do, right, for the team. Just get like 23 random people off the street, throw them in a team, throw them in the Northern Irish team, and just go and play. They'll probably actually win a game.
That's difficult.
Maybe not against Italy though. That might.
Oh, Italians are boring. All this shit.
I mean,
to make sure I haven't got Italian in my club.
I was just I don't think you have. No, I don't think you do.
See exactly the shit.
Jesus. If there are any Italian people watching, I like you. I
didn't say I didn't like them. I just said they're boring shit at football.
But next we probably should move to what has been a bitter disappointment for any English fan. That's our under-21s with fucking AD Boothroyd. Now we'll get into a debate about that cunt in a bit. But Switzerland, that was the most diabolical performance I've ever seen an England under-21s do. Now, I do follow the England under-21s. Obviously, Dom is in charge of following the England under-15s.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
me and Luke always on the under-15s, aren't we?
I don't know this man.
He does. He took over my team, right? And he wanted to stay in touch, didn't you, Luke?
Who is this fella?
Oh, God.
Luke,
You know what the worst thing was? When you said that, I thought he actually does follow the under-15s fixtures and results.
He might
I can't
do.
be
I don't know.
on new guest, can I?
I haven't. Well, you can if you want. It's banner. He can take it.
You look like a nonce, lad.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, that's
you're like a mix between Jimmy Savile and Gary Glitter.
Yeah. That is utterly disgraceful.
You're a bad person. You're a bad person.
Back to football, and back to the England under-21s.
I apologise.
You're always apologising. But England under-21s, it was a pathetic performance from them. I did a watch along with Salty.
Yeah.
I was so excited for England under-21s because I was thinking Greenwood, Hudson-Odoi, Curtis Jones, Smith Rowe, Tanganga, Godfrey, Ramsdale. I was like, that's a good team. Then the manager AD Boothroyd is put into a mix and it all goes to shit. Now, we won't talk AD Boothroyd just yet. I saved that for the end. But Aaron, your thoughts on a diabolical performance that we concede from a man slipping on the pitch and putting it over Ramsdale, who really couldn't do much.
Yeah, I'd have to say that, to be honest. AD Boothroyd is nothing but a prick, first of all. And I think if the England under-21s want to develop and improve, they can't have John Askey come in next. No way can the FA appoint John Askey if AD Boothroyd goes. If they appoint that, then our future's fucked. So in terms of the performance, it was disgraceful. It was just disgraceful. Young, fresh, exciting talent getting used in negative, defensive shit ways. So they needed to improve on that. And as you'll see by next result against Portugal, they did jack shit again. So but in my opinion, look, the talent's there, and the only thing that can't be there is the manager. AD Boothroyd needs to fuck up.
Yeah, Luke. Obviously, at the Emirates, you're used to dealing with shit managers, so I suppose AD Boothroyd is no different. But what's your thoughts on England's diabolical performance?
All I want to say is fuck AD Boothroyd. Fuck him. Never ever
Fuck AD Boothroyd.
Ever go into management again. You are a fucking disgrace, mate. All right? No way do you have all this talent.
There's a reason why he got Watford relegated.
Yeah, no way do you have all this talent at your disposal and you're still shit. Right? That's I'm sorry. I it pisses me off because when young players are wasted with shit managers, like it's just aggravating. And we have so many good players in that squad, and we have a donkey as our manager, a fucking donkey. And listen, get me in charge. I'll do the job. Trust me. Give it Collins to the end of the season.
You heard it here, English FA. Luke wants the job, and he took Dom's team to a final and won it, wasn't it? The FA Cup.
Yeah, beating our 1-0.
Yeah, it's okay. I won.
Yeah.
We beat the Premier League champions 1-0.
Yeah, I was quite happy. I won the league for a second time in a row. What can I say?
But you
I'm
know
just
what,
good.
to be
I'm just
fair-
good at picking players.
You know what? To be fair, though, we should have seen it coming in a way because Eddie Boothroyd got Watford relegated in 2004.
Yeah.
So we should have seen that Eddie Boothroyd was shit from a long time coming. But the problem is the FA always appoint yes man managers. It's like with the England first team; they appointed foreign managers, yes man,
We'll get
and
to,
we don't know what
Eddie
direction we're going to
Boothroyd.
go in next.
We'll get to the England managers, both of them, in a bit after we've done these games
Yeah.
because I feel like a good heated
But
debate
I second
on them
Luke's. I
is
second Luke's
guaranteed
thought.
needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I second Luke's opinion though. Fuck Eddie Boothroyd. Fuck him.
Oh, absolutely. Dom, England under 21s. What a load of shit that game was against Switzerland.
You know Eddie Boothroyd, right? I thought he was like a GCSE version of Tommy Robinson. He looks like the spitting image of him. But yeah,
Let's hope he doesn't hold the same political views, shall we?
Yeah, let's hope not. But when you've got Eddie Nketiah as your captain for the under 21s, right? You just know your shit.
Leave,
It just-
leave, off you pop.
It shows how shit an under 21s team it is.
All
when
time
you've got
under 21s goal scorer.
Eddie Nketiah as captain.
All time under 21s goal scorer.
Eddie Nketiah as captain.
Oh my god.
It is absolutely disgraceful. Big
My
up
guy
to
couldn't
Charles.
fucking lead a fucking
Big up.
ant farm or something. He couldn't fucking put a lead on a fucking dog. The fucking twat. That's
Big
Eddie
up
Boothroyd's
to
managerial
big up
problems.
to
that.
Charles in the comments. Big up Niall, Aaron, and Dom. Also Luke and Matt. But I don't think she's met Luke and Matt. So she's met Dom when
You don't want to meet
debating-
Luke. He just said Eddie Nketiah is actually should be captain because he's got loads of goals from the 21s. I have fucking loads of goals from the 21s.
I'll give you another stat. He's got the same amount of Premier League goals as your star boy Mason Greenwood.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
If you think about
But you know
it,
what, to be fair,
go on.
How old is Eddie Nketiah?
to be fair,
So Eddie Nketiah is like 24.
No, he's like 20.
Something
been
like
at
that.
fucking
But Eddie
England squad
Nketiah's
for
had like a
18
massive. He's had like a massive down. Well, I was going to say Eddie Nketiah's had like a massive downgrade because I think it was only like a year and a half ago. We were all saying that Eddie Nketiah did more in 15 minutes against Wolves than Mkhitaryan did in a month, and now a year and a half later, he's turned to rotten ruin.
He's been learning off Aubameyang too much.
Nketiah is
Also, I just
really
let you know,
bad.
Mason Greenwood wasn't injured. Solskjaer recalled him because he didn't want him to
Oh
get
my
injured.
god! It makes the manager worse.
Do you know what? That wouldn't actually surprise me because
He was
Good on him.
spotted in
Good on him.
training.
Well done, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You don't want
Sol-
Mason Greenwood being
Solskjaer-
coached by that
to-
fat pig.
To
Eddie
be
Boothroyd.
fair, Solskjaer has obviously learned from one of the best in Alex Ferguson, which was international break. Fuck me, all my players have suddenly got an injury. Where the fuck did I see that coming from? Oh, I'm sorry, I made them do a total. I can imagine him bringing up the manager going, so sorry, but I made him do a total wipeout course, and I'm afraid they've all got minor injuries, so they can't come on international duty, I'm afraid.
Well, Man U and Arsenal have quite an injury crisis because you look at Man U's injuries, the likes of I know Van der Beek got injured recently. I know
What would they call that a crisis, though?
I won't call it a crisis, no, but you see the injuries that Man U are getting, like Rashford's out for the rest of these England games. Don't know when he's going to be 100%. Van der Beek had an injury recently. Pogba just came back.
There is no way on this earth.
Arsenal again.
There was
another
no way on this
crisis.
planet Ollie was letting Marcus Rashford play a game for England. Not a fucking chance.
No way. And the same with Arsenal. It's the same with Arsenal as well because Saka had that massive injury that's kept them out of these England games. So Arteta was trying to keep him out of the international firing line because without Saka, no offence, Luke,
as
but
well
Arsenal,
not get like one of the best under 21s English teams through the group stage, like Phil Foden, Dean Henderson,
exactly.
Multiple players I can't remember the
And
names.
no offence to
Calvert-Lewin.
Luke, but Arsenal without Bukayo Saka and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are shit. So if you haven't got Saka, you're screwed.
With Aubameyang we're shit. No, with Aubameyang we're shit.
Have you seen
Just
Aubameyang's
without
new
Saka.
haircut? Fucking hell.
Yeah, he looks like Travis Scott.
It's okay. We'll get to we'll get to all of that banter in a bit. We've got a couple of games covered and not many of them. But Matt, thoughts on England under 21's bit of disappointment?
Well, I didn't watch it, but I watched your watch along for it. You didn't seem too happy about it, like.
Didn't seem too happy. It'd be the understatement of a fucking lifetime.
But with the players you got, like, you should be at least getting through the groups. You should be winning actually with the players you have in that team.
Oh yeah, this is all
not
true.
To get out of the group stage is mad.
Well, yeah. Next, we still can get out of the group stage, but it requires one heck of a performance against Croatia, and that's not going to happen, is it? But Scotland, Austria, 2-2. It seemed like it all kicked off after 55 minutes because no goals before then, and then suddenly 4 go in. But Aaron, any thoughts on that?
Well, I think with Scotland, it was just I'd take the point, to be honest. I think there was fight in there, but I think Austria's goal scorer Kaladzic was pretty good on the night. I think for Scotland, that John McGinn goal, Jesus Christ, John McGinn. Great goal by John McGinn, and I just think overall it was just just a point, really. It was just take the point and go with it, to be honest. I think Scotland just needed to have done a little bit more better on the night, but McGinn's goal was class.
Luke, any thoughts on Scotland, Austria 2-2?
Not really. Scotland. Listen, if we don't batter Scotland in the Euros, then I'll be thoroughly disappointed. They are pants. They are awful. The only reason I have any slight interest in Scotland's national team is because of Kieran Tierney. Apart from that, they can do one. They're shit.
Dom, I think McTominay got man of the match in one of their games.
Of course he is. The best player in Scotland's squad.
I mean, that could be debated, but any thoughts on Scotland's 2-2 draw?
To be honest, I don't watch shit national teams. I don't know why I watch my own, to be honest, at some points. But what I seen John McGinn's goal. That was a nice goal. But he's a great player, isn't he? Not better than McTominay, but he's a good player. Nearly the same level. McTominay, great player, great game. Got the best pass accuracy, I think it was. I heard he got a man of the match again for Scotland. But yeah, that's all I've got. Not gonna lie to you, that's all I've got.
Excellent. Matt, any thoughts on Scotland 2-2 draw against Austria?
I don't care about Scotland. Didn't say anything about it.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. The panel I got, as you can see, are very educated on all of the home nations. But moving on, Republic of Ireland 0, Luxembourg 1. That was painful.
Oh
that was
God, so
I did a watch now. Credit to the Irish. We got over 610 views on that watch along, which is by far like triple the amount on our previous best video. But Jesus Christ, that was there's pain and then there's painful for Scotland. What did you think of that?
Jesus.
Is that all you've got? Just Jesus. It's the best way I can describe.
It's the best way I could describe it because honestly, it's the best way I could describe it because from a Republic of Ireland point of view, it was embarrassing in the least. And we have that phrase, 1-0 to the Arsenal. This was 1-0 to the Luxembourg. But yeah, it's a good. You know what? I'll give credit to Luxembourg. They were class on the day, absolutely class. And yeah, bye bye, Stephen Kenny.
But yeah, that Ireland stream got over double the amount, and our previous one was England's under 21s against Switzerland. So that sort of shows the level of that we got there. I mean, all the videos that we've done with internationals have done exceptionally well, which is lovely to see.
Do you think some of that 600? Do you think at least half of that 600 was the Luxembourg popularity coming in to say thank you for the compliments?
No, most of that was raging Irishmen that were raging and furious. But Luke, they lost 1-0 to Luxembourg, which is, I believe, before the game they had never lost to Luxembourg, and that obviously is a stat that no longer
loses to Luxembourg. I could look at their lineup, research all of their players, write an autobiography on them, and I'd still have not a clue who one of them were. That's how irrelevant Luxembourg are as a nation.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I know the Irish love a drink. I'd be drinking myself to death after watching that. That is embarrassing. That is just tragic.
mean, Anthony did have a pint of Guinness next to him. But Dom, I'm sure you've got a message for RJ.
RJ, mate. It's okay. We talked Declan Rice. We talked Jack Grealish. You took a loss to Luxembourg. It's just really, really funny to see. Because RJ's been a little bitch and he won't come on and talk about it.
DC, who the fuck talking about the Irish? Fucking snakes.
I think, right, I've got a really good idea. I've got a really good idea for the Northern Irish and the Republic of Ireland.
Oh, God.
Do like a massive trial game. No, Matthew, listen. You might actually get somewhere like a competition or something if you do this. You go and do a trial game between both countries. You get like Sean Dyche to pick out 23 players from the whole game, and that's who you send to a World Cup qualifier. You might get through because you're all shit.
You want the North and the South of Ireland to actually unite in football?
You're gonna have to get somewhere. You have to do it to get somewhere.
You've got more chance of me walking up to it. You've got more chance of me walking up to Exeter City and calling them a good club than that happening.
But you know what's fair? If you think the idea between the North and South is if the North and South of Ireland's a good idea, I've seen. You know what? The bad thing about it. No, but the bad thing about it is as well. The only good player you get from Northern Ireland is Johnny Evans, and that's it. And he's only even half decent. It's not going to be like combining the clubs. It's going to be like Republic of Ireland plus Johnny Evans,
which could actually help Ireland out. You never know. But Matt, what a performance for the Republic of Ireland! A 1-0 loss to Luxembourg.
Yeah, I know we're bad, and I do think we're better than the Republic of Ireland at the minute. Because 2-0 against Italy is not even half as bad as losing to Luxembourg. I'm trying not to get like an IRA reference here, but basically they're shy.
Very hard.
They're bad people.
Excellent. DC, FYI, you know the Matt you normally argue with. He's the one on the bottom left. So if you want to get some comments in, we'll be happy to hear them. But big up to DC because we do like having DC in the comments. He's a legend. Matt can't say shit because they lost to America.
They lost to soccer, dude.
Well, that's
soccer,
not
dude.
as bad as
it's a bit ironic that he's saying they can't talk about Ireland losing to America when his name is literally DC, as in. I was going to say they can't. That DC can't say anything about Ireland losing to America, but that guy's name is DC, as in Washington DC. So
it might be DC comments, but big up DC. He's always supporting their channel. We do love.
It could be dirty cunt.
Oh, okay. Moving to, I was about to say something.
Dangly cock. That's
but moving.
No filter.
Yeah, you don't. That's what you get. That's That's one of the main reasons we love having Dom on this channel. I've just remembered Luke hasn't done a stream with Dom in quite some time, so Luke likes to be, shall I say, sort of dripped Dom sort of words every now and again He couldn't take it
No,
every week.
listen. The only thing I've ever had a problem with what Dom was saying was on the massive stream, the 7-hour stream where he started recommending us doing a massive corner. That was and
I was downstairs. I was downstairs making a cup of tea, and I come back and apparently Dom, who's apparently run the show for 2 minutes, have tried convincing everyone.
Exactly. Give me 2 minutes and I'll make your channel the best.
I thought it was
not sure that is.
Get it shut
Give
down.
me 2 minutes and I'm pregnant with one of your parents.
Brilliant. Look forward to it. What the fuck has DC got to do with it? The fuck? Yes, it is. But next we move to Albania. Now, Albania obviously lost 2-0 to England. I was expecting a much better performance, but I suppose I expect too much from Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane. But Aaron, thoughts on that performance?
Again, like San Marino, just not up to par. I think I'll give credit to Albania. There was a few times where they pressed us, and I think a couple of ropey moments at the back probably led to potential goals. If they had a better final touch, I think that Harry Kane was the man of the match for me. I think he was on par. You could see what he was doing. You could see him sort of going in on the... I think there was one particular moment, I think it was the goal, in fact, so it might have been the moment where he hit the bar, where as a striker, he's sort of in behind and he overlaps and goes back behind and gets the header in and gets the goal. So it's good decision-making and tactical thinking from Harry Kane. But overall, just Albania could have had a couple of goals with a better finishing touch. But just there's a few things that went wrong in that game. I think that the passing was quite ropey out the back, and playing sideways and backways just didn't look very good. I think that the back two, John Stones and Harry Maguire, looked very ropey. I think that at times John Stones maybe got ran out a little bit. There were some passing mistakes that could have led to Albanian chances. I think Harry Maguire looked like a fridge again. So overall, just England needs to do a lot. Even without Lewandowski on Wednesday, it's going to be very, very tough for England to get something out of Poland with their finishing, because again, it was a load of chances, a load of shots, dominated the ball, but just no clinicalness. There's only reason why it was 2 goals, and if it wasn't for Albania having a better finishing touch, again, like San Marino, it could have been a draw or a loss. And I don't take any comfort out of that, because I think Poland will be a tougher opposition without Lewandowski, never mind with him.
Yeah, that's true. Luke, England, Albania, 2-0 winners.
I've got 2 things to say. Mason Money Mount, what a footballer.
I'd agree. He's a great footballer.
Yeah, he's up there as one of my other man of the match options with Kane.
Lucas is frozen after talking about Mason's money man.
Because the shit just come out his mouth, that's why.
Mate, you didn't hear me praising Luke Shaw. I said Roberto Shaw.
We only heard Mason Mount.
You literally said Mason Money Mount and then froze.
Oh, Mason Money Mount, what a footballer. And big up Roberto Shawloss, because he played excellent and he's the best left back in the league.
We do love to see it. We do love to see it. Dom, what were your thoughts?
Well, I was watching Lewis Hamilton taking pole at Bahrain, but I did hear some comments. It was too slow. The passing was too slow.
Yeah.
Harry Kane still has a
Smack you in
lisp.
the mouth.
Harry Kane still has a lisp.
Yeah.
Albania should have beaten us.
Yeah.
Nick Pope was shit, apparently, with his feet. He can't kick a ball for his life.
Yes.
And like Luke said, Lukey Shaw, I think he's just people with the name Luke, because Luke is a great manager, right? And Luke Shaw's just a great footballer. And he is the best left back in Europe, if you look at stats. But his playing is still best in Europe.
Yes, a shout.
And also, Harry Maguire was actually the better defender on the day than John Stones. John Stones made more incomplete passes, more incomplete tackles.
Dom, have you been drinking something? Because I think John Stones had twice the better game than Fridge Maguire.
All right, son. All right, you keep telling yourself that. You keep telling yourself that.
I think Harry Maguire had an all right game. Like I said, the back four was ropey a couple of times, and I think that John Stones and Harry Maguire both had equally okay average games. But I think that John Stones did a little bit more than Harry Maguire, in my opinion. I think Harry Maguire needs to sort of learn the ropes a bit more, and hopefully that Poland game will be a better test for Harry Maguire to see what he's actually truly capable of doing.
Yeah, Matt, any comments on this one?
I was watching us versus Soccer SC, but he's are shite because he'd maybe lose my bet.
Cool. Israel versus Scotland finished 1-1. Not much really to say about this. Any performances? Anything to say on Israel Scotland 1-1?
I think McTominay got man of the match in that one as well.
Yeah, I think he did. But the birthplace of Jesus Christ, and they brought the Holy Saviour of draws to Scotland. So fair play. I think that Scotland just didn't turn up on the day. I think it was just a case of they didn't have the talent and the quality to turn up on the day and get the goals. I think Israel held out defensively well. They held for the draw. I think they did a good job. And Scotland just didn't have the look of Braveheart.
Luke, Israel, Scotland, 1-1.
Scotland is so shit. I'm sorry, you are actually abysmal. Scotland, just give up. Stop playing football.
Excellent. Dom, anything to say on Israel, Scotland?
Oh, I've got a few words on Scotland. Nicola Sturgeon is a silly woman. Scott McTominay's still the best player in Scotland.
Hey!
You eat a lot of haggis. That I've realised.
Oh my god.
And I can't wait to go back to Edinburgh and start drinking again.
And start what?
Drinking again, not doing drugs again. I didn't say doing drugs again.
I wasn't even going to say
Don't
that.
Don't touch drugs, people. Drugs aren't good.
Is there nothing on the game you can say? There's nothing on the game, just Israel got a good point.
No, he's just insulted Nicola Sturgeon, the SNP, and pretty much every Scotsman with haggis and drinking.
To be honest with you, I didn't even know Israel had a football team, a national football team anyway.
Oh, wow. So now you've just insulted the Israelis as well. Excellent.
I really shouldn't come on these.
And anything to, especially international ones. Jesus. But Matt, anything to say on Israel, Scotland?
Bad.
Cheers for that, Matt. Great talk. Harlan in interviews. It's like Erling Harlan in interviews.
That was, that was informative. How's your FIFA going?
How do you know?
I think he's just conceded. I can see his glasses.
How do you think I know? Because I'm not a twat and an idiot. Maybe one of them.
I'm doing icon swap.
I don't remember asking.
Everyone watching, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, because after this match, we're about to get into some debates. But next is Portugal under-21s versus England under-21s. Face 2-0 Portugal. That was a load of shit. Aaron, start us off before I start going raging.
Boothroyd, you're a fucking prick. Portugal.
Very nice.
Portugal dominated. Again, the English brightest talents got underused, and Eddie Boothroyd's a massive prick. That's all I can say.
Interesting. Luke, any comments on that performance?
Has Eddie Boothroyd got a missus? Because if he has, I hope she cheats on him, the little prick.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
That's all I have to say. Nothing on the game. Just Eddie
Dom,
even I didn't take you that far.
Anything to say on this one?
My chicken wings were more fun to watch than that England game. But saying that, Ramsdale, if Ramsdale weren't in there, it would have been about 6-0 Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, whoever that Madiu.
Oh, yeah. No de Maduke.
That's it. Didn't know who he was when I started watching the game, and still don't know who he is. I couldn't give a shit because he was shit.
He's
And,
he's one of the teenagers at PSV. I think he got.
Fucking hell, he's
I
doing
think
it in the
he was-
Dutch league. Bloody hell.
I think he's going to turn into the English Van der Beek. He can't get used to the Premier League when he comes back in.
we love to see it.
Lads,
Matt, any
Niall, what would
thoughts
happen if
on
I
that?
saved my picture as AD Boothroyd?
I'd be a little bit disappointed if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
All right, okay.
But Matt, any comments on the performance?
I didn't watch it. Bad.
Matt, did you watch any games this fucking last week?
Yeah, I watched Northern Ireland. I watched Northern Ireland. That's it. I watched the highlights.
Oh,
Not
Emma
bad.
Boothroyd.
What?
Emma Boothroyd. Hello.
I'm just trying to work out how you spell AD Boothroyd. Right.
Who is he?
Who is he? Our manager.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's bad.
But next, obviously, we're going to discuss Southgate and Boothroyd. And we'll start with you, Aaron. We'll start with Southgate, right? Should Southgate still be England manager?
I said for weeks, I give him at least the Euros and the World Cup. If he fails in both, gone. But you know what? This is not just managerial. I feel like this is a collective problem with the FA and some of the players as well. Because if you think about it realistically, we hype up our own Premier League. We think it's bigger than it is. And some of the talent are outshining the foreign talent that have had to work their bollocks off to get the wages that they're getting, which is underneath the English players. And let's face it, we're in a dark era of football where if you're under 20, you're English, and you got a lot of potential, is a massive contract to the bonus, and bang, suddenly they've fallen out of love with the football game again. It doesn't feel like the football that we knew when we first came into it as supporters. So Euros and World Cup, fell in both of that, he's got to go. But some of these players need a big kick up the backside, and someone needs to go in that dressing room and say to them, hang on a minute, you need to look at yourselves as well. Because since you need to look at yourselves and think to yourselves, when did I fall out of love with the game that I play? Is it when you got the massive contract, or was it when you joined your first academy? I think it's the first option when you got your first massive contract. So that's where my stance is. But the English players need to look at themselves and think, how can I improve and how can I get back in love with the game again? Because at the minute it feels like a bunch of overpaid, high contract, hyped up wankers.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Luke, starting with Southgate, should Southgate still have a job?
No. Fuck off, Gareth Southgate. I just pray, both of you, AD Boothroyd as well, you can do one. I've never seen a more incompetent manager with a good group. I don't give a shit if this man got us to a World Cup semi-final. That run we had was easy. We should have got to the final, in all honesty. Bottling it to Croatia was just abysmal. I don't think he should even be given the Euros, to be honest. I don't want to see us waste another competition with the squad we have and this fucking incompetent man as our manager. Starting 2 DMs is just criminal against San fucking Marino, I think it was. And just embarrassing, to be honest. Embarrassing manager.
Yeah. No, that's a fair shout. Dom, Southgate, we're talking about. Should Southgate still have a job?
Until the summer, the end of the summer, then yeah. It's way too late to go and sack the manager now and change everything up. But will he? I watch him fucking go and win the Euros in summer. And he'll be in a job for the next 5 years and take us to the World Cup and get knocked out the group stage. And we all be like, oh, Southgate did this. He won the first trophy for us in a long time. And then it all goes to pot. And then AD Boothroyd comes in and becomes the manager.
Excellent. Matt, do you have any thoughts on Southgate and the England job?
He should have never got the job. Was it not like a fucking caretaker manager and he just got to replace him?
No, I think it was right to give him the job to start with, because what we needed was someone with good sort of man management skills, someone who could unite the group of players again, and that is something Southgate has proven to be quite good at. But now we've sort of gelled everyone, got everyone together. Now I think we need to be upgrading our manager to someone who has a tactical brain and is able to go on and perform something with this side and get that trophy, that win, that playing the football that we should be playing. And it's
Get Rafa in.
It's not like we haven't got good players around us. But the question I've got for you, obviously for the seniors, we'll move to the under 21s in a second. Who would you want to replace Southgate should he get sacked after the Euros? We'll start with you, Alan.
Get Rafa in. Get Rafa in. But no, look, Rafael Benitez plays exciting attacking football, and that's exactly what we want out of this squad. We want an attacking manager, someone who can bring the flourishment out of this young English talent, someone that could give the squad something to fight for. And I think Rafael Benitez is one of them. There's a few names that have been mentioned in the past, like Eddie Howe's and things like that. Would Chris Wilder have a good shot with them? Do I see him as another yes man? Maybe. I think there's only one way you can go right now. And I think the way we've always gone is either foreign or yes man. And we've gone yes man the past couple of times with the likes of Roy Hodgson, and we know how that ended. So I think we need to go back to the foreign way again. We need to go with Rafael Benitez.
I wouldn't possibly say
Probably be
that.
best man in an international job.
I would say there are other managers around, but I'll give my thoughts on. I have three that I would like to see take the job, and I'll name them in a bit. But Luke, what about you? Who'd be your one pick? For
in my eyes, there's only one man. He's young, he's exciting, he's up and coming, he's English.
He's going to say himself, isn't he? Yeah, before so.
Give me the job. I'll win England the Euros. I'm telling you right now. I'll win England the Euros. I'll make Dom happy. I'll play Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire every game. You know, I'll even call up some Plymouth players.
If you do that, I'll make you happy.
Oh, I don't want the job anymore. I was lying.
Yes, there we go. Wait, fucking words.
But Luke, do you have a different name in mind other than yourself?
Well, to be honest, I don't want Ed. I'm seeing these names like Eddie Howe. I don't think Eddie Howe should be given the England manager. To be honest, I feel like it's not realistic in my eyes. But I mean, Arsene Wenger would be a good shout because he's good with the youth players. You know, he plays nice football. But to be honest, at the moment, I can't really think of any managers that I feel. Maybe I know they're not available right now, but maybe Steven Gerrard, even what's his name, Scott Parker from Fulham would be a good shout.
Another shout.
But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't. Yeah, can't really think. What's Tom doing?
Sorry, I just do something.
Oh Jesus. But Dom, who'd you go for as manager to replace Southgate?
So I'd go with Frank Lampard as one of the choices.
Interesting.
Because I feel like Mason Mount would be like, "Oh, Daddy," and then everything happen. Who else would I go for? Pep Guardiola next year when his contract runs out of City. I'm getting him. Let's get Pep in, and then me and Luke are going to take the reins in 2026, and we're going to take England by storm, and we can promise you that we will come back with a trophy.
Me and Dom are going to recreate that iconic 66 photo.
Exactly. Excellent. I look forward to it. Matt,
and then we'll stick it on Pornhub.
Oh my God. Matt, do you have any ideas on potential England candidates to replace Southgate?
I didn't watch it.
Embarrassing. Shut up.
Right, so I've got three names. I've got three names. First name, Eddie Howe. I think there's...
No, you're Northern Irish. You don't have to say it.
Yeah. But I've got three picks.
That's racist.
and this is
It's not
in
your
no
fucking
specific.
country to talk about. you
One minute,
dickhead.
1 minute. We'll go to you in a second, Matt, if you give us a sensible name.
No,
But
no,
in the 3 picks, so they're in no particular order. I'd be happy of any 3 of them. But pick number 1 would be Eddie Howe. I think he could do quite a good job with the players we've got. Pick number 2 is Graham Potter, because if you think he plays very good attacking football with Brighton, very good at XG, and I don't do just stats, but he's also someone that will create a lot of chances with the tactic he plays. My third one is a strange one, but Emma Hayes. Now, the reason I say Emma Hayes is because this woman has done an exceptional job with Chelsea women's team for
she's
some
one of
time.
my picks as well.
She has been exceptional at her job. And when I look around, I don't really see many other managers that could do a job. So I actually think, why not try? Now, it would be trial and error, and of course it may not work. But why not actually try Emma Hayes and see what she can do?
You know what, to be fair, I think, and she's one of my picks to do it. If you could give her the job tomorrow, I'd give it to her.
You'd give it her?
No, I think one of the big problems I think one of the big problems in society is that they'll look at the logistics of it. They'll say, "Oh, it's the first ever female manager in male sport," and there'll be loads of like trolls on social media and things like that, and it's going to become a bit of a social crisis. But I want to see her make history. I want to see her change the landscape of football. I want her to show young women and girls that it's not a crime to not manage in male sports. I want her to be an inspiration. So I'd like to see her. And wouldn't it be amazing if she took us to the World Cup and won? It would be incredible. It would be amazing. And no one would care what gender she is. No one would care if it was in a male sport. It would be that we won the freaking World Cup with Emma Hayes, who stands tall with a brilliant squad and manages that squad and becomes the leader we've been crying out for since 1966.
If you watch Chelsea's women, her tactics are very good. She's rejuvenated the side. She's started dominating. They can still win the treble, of course.
Her attacking football is silkier than silk, and that's silky. So her attacking football is amazing.
Yeah. Dom, what's your thoughts on Emma Hayes as next England manager? Do you think that she's done enough, or do you think that she would have to go to the Premier League in a male team to then get the England male job, or what's your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't really watch women's football, but it seems like she's done a very good job since what I'm looking at now. And she's got an MBE, so you know what? Why not? Give her the job. Let's see how it goes. And she could probably make a name for herself.
That's the thing. Like, if we honestly look at it properly, who else apart from possibly Graham Potter, possibly Eddie Howe, could really do the job? Like, that's the thing. We're not exactly littered with amazing people. And don't forget, Emma Hayes is also very experienced. I think she's been a manager for over 10 years.
Could Rafael Benitez do it? Could Rafael Benitez do it?
Now this isn't because of him being a foreigner, but for me, I've seen foreigners in the England job, and I've not been completely at
the last couple haven't exactly gone down well with the likes of Fabio Capello and Sven-Jan Eriksson.
Sven and Fabio have really done foreign managers not a great job for us. So
there was a little bit of disservice to Fabio with that goal that Lampard scored, which got called off.
But we still lost. We still conceded 4, and we were always
we still couldn't play our way out of a tub of porridge. So,
and that's the thing. I would personally like to see Emma Hayes. A couple of comments. DC, watch us lose to Qatar tomorrow. We probably will. Is Dom gay? Probably. No, I don't think so. But
where's Luke
next? I believe he's bounced. I believe. But the last one I want to talk about is Adi Boothroyd. Now, this man has been a disgrace over this tournament. He's been way below par. What's your thoughts on Adi Boothroyd? I mean, he should be sacked, but And do you think he should be sacked? And who should take over him?
You know what the bad thing is? The bad thing is the most likely replacement now in the FA is John fucking Askey. And that's the worst kind of replacement you could bring. People call it continuity appointments, but look at Roy Hodgson when he went. You could have brought in the man that could have been where Roy Hodgson was. You could have brought in Harry Redknapp. You could have brought in Eddie Howe. You could have brought in someone else, but he decided to go with continuity and appoint Gareth Southgate, despite most, if not nearly all, the fans saying don't appoint Gareth Southgate. So again, with Eddie Boothroyd, I feel like the worst is not over if we sack Eddie Boothroyd, because you still got John Askey to come, and John Askey is not ready for the top job, and I'd hate to see him waste his career. My proposition would be Boothroyd gone, and you find the best club or country, best unders manager, or even top senior level manager around, and you get them into that setup. Like Emma Hayes, for example. I mean, could you imagine if Emma Hayes managed the under-21s to build up the service, to build up the CV, and then when Southgate or the next manager does go and doesn't do the job, you bring Emma Hayes into the main job and she does a cool job with them? That would be a brilliant step up for Emma Hayes. And I think if people don't want Emma Hayes to go straight into the first senior squad job, I'd have her going with the under-21s, because I think she can whip those boys into shape.
Yeah, no, I'd sort of agree with that. I don't know if...
But Eddie Boothroyd needs to go. I don't know how clear I can make it. Eddie Boothroyd needs to fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know if Emma Hayes going to the under-21s is a disservice to her ability.
No. It's just a build-up on us. It's a build-up on us. It's a development on her career.
I just don't know if that's a disservice to her. I think she can do better than that.
I don't think it's a disservice. I think it's. I think people will see it as a step up, because if you think about it, you're working with the next level of young English talent.
I do know what you mean. I just think they could be potentially a bit of a disservice. But Dom.
Yeah, I get that.
Who would you replace Boothroyd with? I presume you would say you want Boothroyd sacked.
To be honest, I had no idea who the manager of our under-21s was, and that probably proves he's doing such a shit job. Because if he was doing a good job, he would be recognised so much more. And it shows that he wasn't for the last games I've just watched with Portugal and Switzerland. I think did we play? Yeah, Switzerland. Who do you replace him with? It's just a tough one, because it's an under-21s job, you see, and try and get a manager to come in and take that job.
I've got an idea. Nicky Butt just left United.
He's going to be number two. He's going to be number two at Celtic. It's all but confirmed. He's number two at Celtic under Roy Keane next season.
Let's just think about it though, right? Nicky Butt has just left United. Let's say he doesn't go to Celtic.
Right.
Nicky Butt has developed the likes of Greenwood. He's developed Rashford, McTominay, Dean Henderson. He's played a huge part of their development. Would someone like Nicky Butt be the perfect person? Because for me, you don't need a manager. What you need is a coach, because you don't get much time to manage the boys anyway. So you need someone who can implement their style, implement a style quickly. And I think Nicky Butt would do a fairly good job. But Matt, being a United fan, do you think Nicky Butt as England under-21s manager would be a good shout? Or
yes, I said it in a stream you've had before. I put Nicky Butt in the comments once. I don't know. I said that he would be a good candidate for the under-21s team, definitely, because that's what he specialises in, basically. That's what he done very well at Man United. So I do think he'd do a very good job with the under-21s.
Yeah, no, I agree there. Big up to Mojo. Luke is away looking for some scissors for that fringe. I love the panelists on this show. They're so direct, though, and really knowledgeable. Yeah, I always try and get the best that I can for the show.
Where's Don gone now? We've gone down to 3.
Yeah, he said he had to bounce as well. So we are going to be wrapping it up very quickly soon. But Aaron, last question is to you. Has anyone that's played for England, the new ones like Watkins, Calvert-Lewin, Ward-Prowse, have any of them convinced you in the the past 2 games that they should be starting for England in the Euros?
Look, I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin guaranteed is going to be back up to Harry Kane. I think I've got no illusions that won't happen. I think James Ward-Prowse is the thing about Ward-Prowse that I like about him is he's a great set-piece midfielder. He's always a set-piece specialist. So if you need that set-piece specialist, you know who to turn to. And I think when Henderson gets back to injury, from his injury, if he is coming back, then I think Ward-Prowse might not travel. However, there's a chance he could still travel. But I think the best chance of travelling is when Henderson's not in the squad and he's injured. But he could still have a chance anyway.
Do you think he should travel over Calvin Phillips?
Oh, no, that's a tough one because Calvin Phillips has been quite good and all, but not as good as Ward-Prowse in certain spells. But to be fair, Ward-Prowse did miss a few chances when he came on against Albania. So it's tough. But you know what? If Jordan Henderson's not available, both of them, if it's Jordan and someone else, I would probably go. They'll likely go with Phillips, but I'd like to see him go with Ward-Prowse. And as for Ollie Watkins, I think it's between him and Bamford as to who travels with the squad. And I think we're probably looking at Ollie Watkins if he gets injured or comes on against Poland and doesn't impress, then you're probably looking at someone like Patrick Bamford to maybe come off. But I think that they didn't choose Bamford because I think they just went to a different plan. So we'll see what this plan works. But I think if Watkins doesn't do the job when Kane and Calvert-Lewin doesn't perform, then you're probably looking at that and thinking maybe they should have gone with Bamford instead of Watkins.
Yeah. I think the reason they've gone Watkins is he's younger and they want to see what he's about. Quick question for I think he had a little bit of an injury as well. Last question: who's your number 1 for England for the Euros? I'll start. I would go for Nick Pope. I think he's the best keeper that England have got, with Henderson as number 2. Matt, who'd you go for?
Well, I'd go Dean Henderson because I think he's number 1 at Man United, and Nick Pope too.
Yeah, that's a shout. Yeah, and Aaron, who'd your number 1 be?
Well, number 1, I go with probably Nick Pope. Number 2, if Jordan Pickford's not back from injury, then I'd go with probably Henderson. But I do want to see Sam Johnstone given a chance because I know what this guy can do. He came at us a few years ago on loan to Doncaster Rovers from, I think he was at Man United at that point. We knew he was going to be in England at some point. I know he's going over there to get some experience, but I'd like to see Sam Johnstone given some minutes now. So he'd be a nice backup if Henderson doesn't travel or Pickford's still injured.
That's a good shout. But guys, we have come to the end of the stream. It's been a good, interesting chat, obviously, talking internationals. Now, we'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. with the Arsenal show. I'm not sure if there'll be a morning show tomorrow. Still got to have plans for that coming up soon. But I will be focusing on that very much so as well. Tomorrow, as I said, Arsenal show tomorrow. Wednesday, we've obviously got internationals again. Let me get my book of my diary. Wednesday, England versus Croatia, 5 p.m. And then we've got England versus Poland at 7:30. So we'll just be doing a continuous stream till the end. A fat-ass stream. I look forward to it massively. And then Thursday, we've got a tier list for you. I won't spoil what the tier list is, but all I'm going to say is champions. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be an interesting one. I do look forward to that. Hopefully we'll have Dom, hopefully Matt will be there. We'll have RJ, Sauls, get some fighting going along. Maybe a Liverpool lad will show up as well. But Aaron, where can they find you, mate?
First of all, great first show. Great to have been on. You can find me at Forever Football DRSC, Doncaster Rovers fan channel. We do loads of previews and reviews. We do interviews as well. So if you want to check out me talking about Arsenal's past with Robbie from AFTV, or if you want to check out Ian Danter from TalkSport's reaction to Darren Moore's exit a few weeks ago, then Go and check them out on the channel. We're on the road to 500 subs now by the end of the first ever season on YouTube. And yeah, keep living the Rovers life. And thank you very much.
Absolutely. And Matt, where can they find you, mate?
Just MSC6921 on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can find me at Niall_PAFC. You also can follow the YouTube's Twitter account at Let's Talk EPL. Go give us a follow on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL_. Join our Discord server. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. Banter, news, all sorts going in there. Once everything's calmed down and I actually have some time, I'll start investing more of my time into growing the Discords and the Instagrams. It's just been so busy, hence why I've made the decision to come off some other platforms as well. But I still do my weekly EFL show. But doing too much at once is not easy. But yeah, hence why I've decided to come off and fully invest into this channel. So we'll be making sure that all the platforms are regularly updated with good content for you. As I said, we'll be back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. with the Arsenal show. That is going to be an absolute banger. And big up to Mojo, who says, great show, thanks. Big up to yourself, mate. It's been great having you in the comments. But to lead us out, England 2 wins, so it seems relevant to play this video. But it's been great having you. But as I say, please leave a like on the video, share the stream on your socials so that everyone can see the replay. And until tomorrow, thank you for watching.